Do you ever wonder why the same patterns keep showing up in your life over and over again? Let's dive in and find out why and how we can get past these limiting beliefs. I am Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions, and I am here to talk to you about limiting beliefs. Our mind is just, as I've said many times, and I have a video, Blame It on the Brain, it's just an organ trying to survive. And many times we get stuck in a comfort zone and we get stuck in this mindset that really holds us back from being able to be successful. Limiting beliefs are these ideas of these thoughts that come in our mind that make us feel as if we need to self-sabotage, have scarcity mindset, fear success, and fear failure. It is the barriers that trauma puts into play. And those limiting beliefs are, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough to start a business, I don't deserve success or happiness. Good things happen to other people. They don't really happen to me. I'm too old or I'm too young. I can't change careers at my age. I fail, so why try? If I start a project, I'm just gonna mess it up. I don't know where I'm even starting or what to do. It just feels so overwhelming. So what's the point? I don't have enough resources, time, money. I can't start my dream because I don't have the ability. I don't have the funds. I don't have what I need. When I wrote my first book, I was very excited about it. And I've kind of told this story when I turned in the most rough draft of my dissertation in grad school. So we're talking like first month of second semester. It was very, I was just trying to put words on page, and I was taking past research papers that I've done and just kind of put it in. I'm just trying to put some words on page about ADHD. And my professor, who was supposed to be my thesis chair, I was lucky enough to get a co-chair. It was a difficult, arduous journey, to say the least, said, when I read this, I thought you were on drugs. And then at the end, I realized you needed to be on drugs. Probably the most crass statement you could probably make to somebody. No empathy at all. There's a reason some people teach and some people do. But the point is it really kept me. It kept me from wanting to pursue a PhD. It kept me from wanting to go forward because I thought, man, I must suck at writing. I must be horrible at writing. To somebody to say something so awful and so blatantly horrific, I'm not very good. I'll never want to write. And then as my career progressed, I was the #1 published resource for the state of Florida while I was there. As a subject matter expert for mental health, I had to write and publish kind of the articles that the state's mental health authority would release. Terrifying, but it all worked out. And so, years later, I really wanted to write a book. I wanted to kind of document my journey of kind of how I saw and worked with clients and why it was so successful, and wanted to really start what I didn't know at the time and what I know now is I was really building the framework that I was unraveling and seeing where that success is, and I use that framework every day, and it is pretty much outlined in that Saying Goodbye to Bad Brain book. But I really feared having enough, and when I showed a loved one, I was so proud of my first book, and I showed them. They were like, well, I don't understand why this is like a thesis. Like, why didn't you just go get your PhD? Well, thanks. Not really what I was looking for, but these are the implicit memories that come in to say, am I good enough? Am I strong enough? Do I have what it takes? Because I'd hate, this is the next limiting belief, it all comes together. I would hate to put myself out there and then get all this criticism and have people not follow me, not believe in what I'm saying, you know, who truly criticize me. Ostracizational trauma is one of the most deep-rooted traumas we have. It's a big deal. I'm not lucky. I'm just not lucky, right? Things just don't work out for me. Some people are lucky. I am not. It works out for others. It doesn't work out for me. Another limiting belief. I can't change who I am. I've always been this way, and it's not going to change. It's not going to be different. How many times have we put something off because we thought, what's the point? There's no real point and value in it. This is who I am. And I must have everything figured out first. I've got to have a very clear plan. I must be perfect, and then I'll execute. But then it's this win-then ideology that never gets us to then, because we're constantly in win. And these are the limiting beliefs that we have that prevent us from seeking help, and prevent us from being vulnerable and having accountability, having humility. It keeps us from achieving our dreams and being able to connect to our potential. And so what we want to do is be able to break through that. Because what happens is not only are you having that thought, but go back to the trust feedback loop. If you are having that limiting belief, then you are holding back from yourself. And when you are holding back from yourself, guess what's happening? You're not fully available to the person you are interacting with. And so when that person sees you and they say, man, this person's like, there's something, they're kind of negative, they're not really giving their all, like, I don't think they trust me. So what do? Well, if you don't trust me, then I don't trust you. So I'm gonna hold back. And then when I hold back, you're gonna see, I knew I couldn't trust people in the first place. I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I'm not lucky enough. I'm not capable. These things don't happen to me. This is the example. And you pull back yourself. And it goes on and on and on. But that is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And that's what we're doing with our limiting beliefs. We're holding back from life. Life doesn't happen. We say, see, I knew life wasn't going to happen. It was all, I'm psychic, I knew it wasn't gonna happen. It's not, because behavior is predictable, which we're gonna find out. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button, because we're gonna talk a whole week on how behavior is predictable. It is. It's so predictable. And so what we wanna do is be able to be present with ourselves so we can be present with others and break this cycle. Because these beliefs are not only affecting you, they're affecting others, and they're creating these doubts in others as well, these fears in others. Fear is the lack of faith. Doubt comes because of fear and avoidance. And so these fears keep coming up, and what we're doing is we're modeling these fears. And so other people have these fears. Fear is the opposite of faith. When you have faith and you're out there and you're doing these things, then people are like, wow, they're doing it. I bet you I could do it too. I'm like just like them. Like, we went to school together. Like, I could totally do this. We had like all the same things. And so it's the same energy to enter a positive and a negative cycle. But a positive cycle gives you energy. It gives you motivation. It gives you capacity. And a negative cycle depletes it. So you can sit here and sit in the comfort zone of saying it's too much. But at the end of the day, if you just take one step forward, you're gonna get a ton of positive feedback. You're gonna feel really, really good. These micro wins that we do, and you're gonna wanna do more, and you're gonna squash those limiting beliefs. Because it only takes mindfulness, being in the here and now, to neutralize the cycle. And then as we're kind of in this discomfort of what if, and do I go into the comfort of avoidance? Do I take that step, that micro win? That micro win will give you capacity. That micro win will give you lots of value, internal and external. That micro win will give you motivation to want to do more. And so it goes, the positive cycle. And how we rewire our brain, right? Because right now we've got this old county road. It may even be a dirt road from like the 50s and 60s. Maybe a pretty antiquated county road. We want to bring on and build an interstate. And what I do with my clients is I'm building super highways in their brain. I am rewiring their brain or helping them rewire their brain. I'm not going in, I'm not a neurosurgeon. I am helping them rewire their brain with my Key Step series, my framework of awareness, acceptance, and action. And we're learning all the pieces on how to make effective change. We're doing cognitive reframing, we're doing mindful exercises, understanding how to stay in the here and now. We're challenging and countering our thoughts. We're doing the micro wins, and I've got a whole large chest that I have of all types of ways to build action. And sometimes we need to build action to build insight and awareness. Sometimes we need the tools to build acceptance, because we can't let go. That acceptance isn't saying that it's okay. It's understanding this is the hand that has been dealt. And sometimes we are ready for action. We're ready to reframe. And because the brain has neuroplasticity, we can make that superhighway. We can change how we think. We can change how we interact with the world. We can eliminate, just annihilate all these limiting beliefs. And when they go, there's a world of opportunity in front of us. So if you're wanting to create new success patterns, to eliminate these limiting beliefs, then go into the video description. I have a free 15-minute wellness insight that is just an initial consultation in a fun little branded form, so it doesn't get confused for the paid consultation. That's an hour of kind of initial intake to get you started in my services. This is just to understand kind of what is going on and what you can do to help. And my products can help. I've got self-help books, I've got individual support, I've got group support, I've got boutique retreats. I have a gamut of opportunities to help you where you are in your stage. But I will identify what stage of change you are in, and I will identify resources that can help you, that I can provide and that others can provide. So I am here with me. You can ask me any question for 15 minutes. Go into the video description and schedule it. And what we want to do is stick to building frameworks of success, understanding this is a limiting belief, no judgment, and then choose what we want to do with that. What do you want to do with that? If you want to sit and scroll on your phone, know that you are holding yourself back, that you are tired and you just want to shut down. And this is a great way to shut down. But then what? At some point in time, if you can just name it without judgment, eventually you're like, I just want to shut down. I just want to go on a walk. I don't need to sit there and doom scroll to shut down. I could actually just go on a walk and I could do the 5 senses. And my mind actually feels a lot better, and I feel so much more capable than wanting to further and further disengage. I hope this helps. And if you need anything, I said, ask me the questions. I have a lot of answers. I am Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions. Thank you so much.